The mansion was silent that night, the kind of silence that only wealth could buy. In the middle of the sprawling estate lay Alexander Royce, a billionaire known for his cold efficiency and ruthless business mind. To the world, he was untouchable. To those who worked under his roof, he was terrifying. After his wife's death, Alexander lived alone, surrounded by marble and glass but haunted by emptiness. He had fired dozens of staff over the years, for small mistakes, for arriving late, for not knowing their place. But there was one employee he couldn't bring himself to dismiss, Clara James, the new live-in maid. Clara was different. Quiet, respectful, and patient, she never reacted when Alexander barked orders. Her eyes carried warmth, even when his words carried venom. She worked from dawn till midnight, humming soft hymns as she dusted the hallways lined with portraits of a family long gone. One night, Alexander overheard two of his staff whispering outside his study. "You know she prays for him every night," one said. "After everything he's done, she still asks God to help him." Alexander frowned. "Prays for me?" He didn't believe in prayer. He believed in power, logic, and control. But curiosity twisted inside him. He decided to test her. The next night, he told the staff he'd be retiring early. He changed into his night clothes, lay down, and pretended to fall asleep on the couch in the main lounge, where Clara always cleaned after everyone left. The lights dimmed. The grandfather clock ticked. Midnight. He waited. Then he heard her footsteps, soft, measured. She entered quietly, carrying her cleaning cart. She began wiping down the glass table near him, careful not to make noise. Alexander cracked one eye open, barely breathing. He wanted to catch her doing something, slacking off, muttering complaints, anything, but then, she stopped. She looked at him. He froze. Slowly, she knelt beside the couch. Her hand trembled as she reached out and fixed the blanket that had slipped off his shoulder. Then she whispered words that froze his heart. "Lord, please, give this man peace. He's lost, but I know he's not cruel by choice. Help him see light again." Alexander's throat tightened. No one had spoken about him like that since his wife died. Clara whispered one last thing, "And if I'm ever dismissed, Lord, let it be after he learns to smile again." She rose quietly and continued her work, humming the same hymn that used to echo in his wife's voice years ago. The next morning, Alexander couldn't look her in the eye. Something had shifted in him. For the first time, he asked her how she was doing. She smiled, genuinely. Days turned into weeks. Alexander found excuses to be in the same room. He'd ask her about the hymn she hummed. About her son, whom she raised alone after her husband's death. About her dreams. She told him she wanted to study nursing one day, to help people heal, even when they couldn't afford it. That night, Alexander sat in his study for hours. Then quietly, he wrote something on a check and placed it in an envelope. The next morning, Clara found it on her tray, "Nursing Scholarship Fund, for Clara James." She gasped. "Sir, I can't accept this." Alexander smiled faintly. "Consider it repayment for your prayers." Months passed. Clara began her studies part-time, working evenings at the mansion. Alexander softened. He smiled more. He reopened the old family wing, a place he hadn't entered in years. Then, one evening, tragedy struck. Alexander collapsed during a board meeting. A sudden stroke left him unable to move from the waist down. The doctor said he'd need constant care. Most of the staff left. But Clara stayed. Day after day, she helped him recover. She spoke to him, read to him, prayed beside him. One night she said softly, "You once pretended to sleep to test me. But maybe this is a test for you too." He looked at her, eyes filled with regret. "I failed, didn't I?" She shook her head. "No, sir. You're still learning to walk again, not just with your legs, but with your heart." Months passed. Alexander regained partial movement. He began funding programs for single mothers and domestic workers, because of Clara. On the anniversary of his recovery, during a charity gala, he called Clara onto the stage. "This woman taught me more about grace than any wealth ever could. I once pretended to sleep to test her,